You crafting?
Oh, just making money in Final Fantasy. I got all my jobs to 80.
Oh fuck! What do you need all this money for?
To flex. No, I want a house. I want a bigger house. And
Did you buy? Are you gonna buy your house on the moon?
No, because the next housing is Ishgard.
It's not the moon?
No. We're going to the moon.
We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon, and we're going to build a house on the moon.
Trust, people are already on Yoshi P about it. They're like, please.
My plan is to buy. I'm going to start playing the game. I'm going to buy an entire half side of the moon, so that way when you're down on dumb old Limsa La Minza or whatever the fuck it's called, you're going to look up and you're going to see the moon, and I'll have written a billboard on the side of the moon. Do you know what that moon will say?
Oh no, what will it say?
I have more trophies than you. Ladies and gentlemen, and our friends beyond the binary, welcome to the what episode number is this?
I think this I was still looking it up. I think it's 9.
Shit.
I think it's 9.
Hold on. Keep this in. Yeah, it's episode 9. Okay. Welcome to the 9th episode of I Have More Trophies Than You, a video game podcast about games and the different ways that people play them. I am one of your hosts, the 91st best PSN gamer in all of North America. My name's Dr. Ryan.
Ooh, hey.
Woo.
And I am your other co-host. My name's Chris, and I recently just I want to say finished Final Fantasy 14. I got everything to 80. I'm ready for the Let's Go expansion. Let's go. I need it. Come on. I need it now. Come on,
welcome.
Square. Why did you delay
it? Welcome to the 60-second part of this episode called Chris Gets to Talk About What They Are the Most Excited For About Endwalker, and this is the only time they're allowed to talk about Endwalker. Your time... Wait, hold on. Let me get the timer. Your time starts now.
Guys, that last trailer was so fucking good. I get it. They delayed the game 2 weeks. I don't care. I'm totally fine with it. That's awesome. Gets more time for them to polish it. I don't care. That gives me time to complete another game that I've been working on. It's a super secret one, so I won't say it now, but it's a long JRPG. Came out last year.
You're using 60 seconds to talk about a different game.
I know, but I'm so excited. Like I can't wait. Everything's at 80. I'm making money. I'm making moves. I can't wait to get a bigger house in the Goblet because Ul'dah is my home and it will always be my home. I don't care about Ishgard housing. You guys can have it. Take it. Give me that medium house that's in front of my small house right now. I want that house. Give me that house.
15 seconds left.
Oh my gosh, 15 seconds. Hey guys, do I want to spoil something? I think we're gonna eat spoilers.
Wow. I don't know what that means, and you're done.
Yep.
No more talk about Final Fantasy 14 is allowed on this episode.
That's fair. There's other games I want to talk about. I've been playing a lot of games this last.
Yeah, what have you been playing? Hey, let's go with it. What have you been playing? First off, again, playing a long JRPG right now. I'm really excited. It's so fucking good. And what is it? What game?
I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I just want to say that I'm loving it. Yeah, that game fucking rules. I'm several hours into it. I've been playing Metroid Dread. I don't know. The biggest game I've been playing right now is the game that everyone's fucking playing. I've been playing Forza Horizon 5, and that game has my game of the year right now.
Fuck that.
That game has my game of the year. It's a placeholder right now, but like it's so good.
That's not an official I Have More Trophies Than You game of the year.
No.
We're doing a thing at the end of the year. And you have my solemn oath that will not be named game of the year. It might be on a top 10 list that we make for this podcast, but it definitely won't be the best game of this year. Are you fucking crazy? It's just fucking close.
I don't know. Like, it's really fun.
Boo. It's also on an inferior platform.
PC? PC's way superior.
It was. I thought it was an Xbox game.
It is an Xbox game.
Yeah, fuck you.
But it's on Game Pass PC, so I'm playing on PC. And that game, like, let me say though, the first thing when you open that game, the first thing is like, do you want to play the game? Also, here's accessibility options, and I'm like, fuck yeah! Like, this game is revolutionary in its accessibility.
I do want to talk about how much I love accessibility options, but for probably an entirely different reason than you like accessibility options.
Yeah,
I'm assuming you're coming from this from a genuinely nice place of wanting more people to play video games.
Yep. Let
me tell 100%. You how much. Wow, I love accessibility options because it's made it way easier to cheat at video games.
Of course, that's what like everyone that and I know this is the.
Does that make me a bad person?
No, because it's fair. Look, it's making it more accessible for you.
Hey, I'm so glad accessibility options are out there. More people should be able to play video games.
Totally.
And if I can profit off their backs by using the accessibility options in The Last of Us Part 2, plus a cheat to accidentally trigger the invincibility, or not the invincibility, but the one-hit kills that you're not supposed to be able to use in grounded permadeath mode, but because you've let accessibility mode happen, and now you can do that thing where you can lay down and become incredibly invincible and then shoot them in the head and kill them once and make that game a lot easier. Who am I to judge?
Right. But like
accessibility for all and more platinums for Ryan.
Exactly.
Put that on the fucking box.
That's the banner.
That's the banner of this episode. Accessibility for all and more platinums for Ryan.
And to all, good night. No, it's awesome. Like I love seeing accessibility in games. I think Microsoft is really like Microsoft is really leading the way on this, because Nintendo and Sony, being Japanese companies, it's very clear that accessibility isn't like in the forefront of their game developing. Yeah. But
for the Sony games that are Western made, there has been a lot of that.
Yeah, totally. Like here in the West, it is.
Far Cry had a shitload of accessibility options.
Did it?
Good on Ubisoft. Oh, good. Yeah. So Far Cry had the option. Like the first thing you do when you load up the game is the first thing they load up is, here are accessibility options. What would you like on or off before you even start the game?
Oh, that's excellent.
There was one that I used just because. They had the option to like highlight all collectibles, like things on the ground that you could pick up, because they kind of blend in. It's like, they don't shimmer, they don't anything. I don't know what's in it. So you can put on this thing that it just white outlines everything.
It's nice.
You can have it so that you can outline enemies at all times. You can have it so that, there's like a shitload of accessibility options that I'm like, I don't understand why anyone would be against accessibility.
Yeah, right. Like
it's sort of like going back to, what was that thing? Was it around Sekiro where people were like...
Yeah, that was the game that kind of like sparked a lot of discussion in the accessibility community, because it has... or I don't know, because I haven't...
There's somebody saying it needed like an easy mode, and people are like, that's not what kind of game this is. Now, that's different. That's not an accessibility thing. That's look, we made a hard game. Mm-hmm. And I'm fully on the side of, if you want to make a hard game, you make a hard game. But on the other end of it, things like this where it's like, hey, you can play The Last of Us Part 2, and if you really want, you can make it so that they can't see you when you move, and everybody's highlighted at all times, and like they take out all that. It's like, if that's how people need to play the game, that's different. I don't know if difficulty options is in that same thing, though.
I think that's a really like that's the
that's kind of a hard that's a hard question.
It is, because the thing is, and this is where I'm coming from, it is that like I'm totally fine with artistic intention of being a hard game. Like that is what the director, the artist, whoever you want to call it, who makes that game, that is what they want. But I don't know, because when it comes to Dark Souls or Demon Souls, any of the Souls-like games, I guess,
maybe
I feel like
we're going to be talking about later. Ooh.
Exactly. Like, but they have a specific control scheme to them that I think it's more openly accessible to accessibility controllers, or specifically the Xbox one, like the big one that is super modular, and you can tailor that controller to your accessibility needs.
Yeah,
and I think that as long as a game can incorporate that into its system, you should be fine, and difficulty shouldn't be a part of that discussion, because you are making it accessible to the controllers that would let those people even play the game to begin with. And I think that like difficulty, sure, I'm sure there's that could be a thing, or definitely is a thing. It's even myself, I just like to play games like on easier difficulties, just because or depending, because sometimes I just want to enjoy a story, and like Man,
Another thing that Far Cry had, I didn't use it, but they had an option called story mode or action mode, where you could play the game on story mode, which was it was very hard to die. Like bullets everyone was incredibly underpowered and you were overpowered. And then there was action mode that played more like Far Cry 5. And so it's like, hey, I want to play action mode, but also it's really nice that for people out there, if you want, you can play story mode. And I think that's nice. But I would say that if a developer is like, look, I made a game that's hard on purpose, you can't then go make your game easier.
Right.
That's just me.
I totally agree with that. Like, I think if the director, the creator of the game is like, nope, this is how it is, this is the way it's intended, that's one thing. I do think that accessibility should always be in the mind of a creator, because
I do agree with that.
My biggest problem with a bunch of games that I've been playing recently, whether it be Death Stranding, Metroid, it's just the mapping of buttons is a problem. And the easiest way you can make a game accessible is to just have your controller completely remappable. It's super easy to do, and it's just nobody does it.
I get why some people don't want to do it on the PS5 because of the DualSense controls. It's like there's some games that are built around the DualSense controller and like the fucking haptic feedback of the triggers and everything. So it's like, true, you can't make it fully mappable, but give us options.
Yeah, there needs to be at least options, because especially even just the face buttons, because it's like I'm kind of getting tired of console games that are every button has 3 different,
fucking tired of Nintendo. I'm gonna let you guys in on a fucking secret. I went on a trip and I bought Metroid Dread because I wanted to play it. I've been playing it. I've been having. Should we just get into this?
I think we should, because like, okay,
we were gonna do an episode on Metroid Dread. We were gonna do a secret episode on Metroid Dread because it was gonna be it doesn't have platinum, and Chris was gonna try and finish it. Chris fucking hates this game. I think it's okay, but my biggest like fucking problem with Metroid is them putting the movement and the aiming of the stick on the same fucking stick.
Yeah, like so I don't necessarily have a problem with that specific control.
Such a problem with that specific control.
Here's the problem, though.
Because you have to like lock your. Yeah, just use the fucking second stick.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's like, because there were times where I was like, man, like it was kind of annoying, but I have to utilize the the stationary button where it just stops you and gives you the target guide.
Puts you at such a huge disadvantage because this shit is flying around so fast. It's like, I better lock myself here to shoot it. It hit me, and one tiny enemy does 60 damage.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like it feels like the game was made with the Super NES controller in mind, and not like a modern day controller, because there are so many times where I'm just like, hey, you have a second stick, make that the aiming stick. Hey, by the way, you have a D-pad, make that the way you transform into like your morph ball or something like that, or you switch between certain missiles or something, because that used to be the thing about Metroid, is the old Metroid games, this being the 5th one in the series, and one that I waited 17 years for, like
I'm like that.
It just baffles me that they couldn't look at a modern controller and just think that like, oh yeah, there's ways to make this easier, because it almost feels like the team went into this and was just like, oh yeah, people want hard games, well, let's make this one hard. And it's not.
It does seem even overly hard for no reason. Also, why does every boss have like 4 fucking phases and they all hit for 99 damage, and it's like, oh, you messed up on this. Well, you better do this 15 minutes. Man, I was about to like defend this game. It's like I do like I'm liking what I'm on boss 4 of, I think I looked it up. There's like 10 bosses, and I'm like on boss 4. So it's like, what is that? I'm about a third or so in, and it's like, it is fun so far. I like looking around. I will say that the idea of having walls that are actually secretly blocks that you can shoot, and making that not just secret areas but incredibly important path progression annoys me, because then I forget that I need to be searching every walls, and then it's 10 minutes of I'm stuck in a fucking loop, I'm in dead ends. Oh yeah, that's right, this wall could be shot.
There is an item you get later on that lets you like you hit the ground and it scans the whole room and shows you where hidden blocks are.
Okay, well, that'll be a nice item when I get it.
Yeah, it's fine, but the thing is that like the world is the world is awesome to explore. That's the one thing I got to give this game. I love just exploring in the game, backtracking, doing all that stuff. But
it doesn't let you explore because you're always running away from these fucking robots.
Well, not only that, but it locks your like. I get it. I've played all the other Metroid games. I love them all. I love 1, 2, 3, and 4. All those games fucking rule. Some of my favorite games. But this one, it's like it shows you at the beginning, it's like, hey, this is a Metroid game, so you need to get the missiles first, and before you can get through this door, you need to get the pulse beam or whatever. But the problem is that you will, the more you get into the game, the more and more it just says, oh yeah, like, by the way, you just picked up a new weapon. You just got the storm missiles. Well, okay, time to go back and unlock the storm missile door. Oh yeah, but here's the problem is you don't have the screw attack yet, and you're not going to get that for another 3 hours, so you actually can't go back and do any of that. And it's like, okay, well, that sucks. Like, I'm glad that I got this new ability to go back and get stronger, but I can't do that.
It's constantly locking you. It's locking you into dead ends. It's just like, fuck.
And every enemy does 60 damage to you. So your energy tank goes out in 2 hits. You just die. And then also the new Emmys, which I'm like hit and miss on them. Like, I get it. Like,
you're what? I'm sorry. You're what?
I'm hit.
Wait, hold on. Wait. I'm sorry. You said you're what?
I'm hit and miss on it.
Hit or miss. I guess they never miss, huh?
We got you.
Thank you.
Got you. But yeah, it's like they're fine, and I totally get how they're like the idea of them being in there. I get it. Like, they're supposed to be really scary for you to run into. They're super fast. They're super overpowered. They kill you in 1 hit. My biggest issue with them, though, is that they will kill you in 1 hit. And if you get caught, you do have 2 chances of breaking out of their catch. Like, I've
never done it.
Yeah, you know why? Because it's a single frame input that you have to put in, and it's fucking stupid. Because
and then they give you this power to become invisible, so it's like, oh, they'll go right by you unless they bump into you, and it's like every time I was like, oh, they're chasing me, I'll go invisible, and it'll come, and then it'll look like it's walking away, and then immediately walk into me. It's like, what the fuck?
That's the thing too. It's like their path progression is. It almost feels magnetized to you because every time you go invisible, they're just like, oh yeah, but we're just going to walk your path. And it's like, well, that's like,
that defeats the purpose.
Yeah. And here's another thing. This is what really pissed me off. Whenever you get to I think it's the 5th or 6th Emmy, like very late into the game, you will be in a water section, and here's the thing: you don't have the Varia suit or the gravity suit yet, so water slows you down. They have now a sonar thing, so it's just in the whole room. It knows where you are at all times instead of just its little area of effect. It's just the whole room. So the water slows you down as you're running through it. The Emmy has no problem getting through water, obviously, but you are the only thing is that they put little morph ball spots for you to like turn in a morph ball, go into the corner, right? And you hide from the Emmy there while you're invisible. The Emmys just poke those spots now. They just like, they'll walk up to it and they'll like look at you and you'll be like, oh man, they don't see me. And then they'll be like, oh, you're not there. Hang on though. Let me just poke that little, like, let me put my arm out, and then it hits you and you go into the thing and they just, and it's just like, so what's the point of
listen, we're gonna finish this game because I want to talk about it on our end of the year show, which we need a name for. We can't call it, turns out we can't call it the Game Awards. I wanted to call it the Game Awards. Somebody is using that. Yeah, somebody's using that.
Damn it.
Fuck the Game Award. Okay, hold on, this is gonna be a longer episode. The Game Awards nominees come out. Should we talk about those really quick?
It's the same 5 games over and over. But yeah, we can talk about them. I looked at. All
right, this is the Rapid Blast Game Awards 2021. A bunch of people are mad at these for some reason. It's like, this is the first year where everything for Game of the Year, I would be okay if it won.
Really?
But okay. So here's your Game of the Year: Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. I know we're talking shit on Metroid Dread, but I still am having fun with it. And I haven't played Psychonauts 2. I love Psychonauts 1. I'm getting around to it. And I've platinumed everything else on this list. I think the only snub on this list is Hitman 3 should be on here.
Oh, yeah. That's an early year game, too, though. And that always gets shafted.
Yeah, but fucking... Well, there's a game that came out last December that got nominated for an award it definitely doesn't deserve. But, okay, really quickly. Out of those 6, what do you want to win Game of the Year?
I want Ratchet & Clank to win.
I want... Out of all those, I think my number one right now, as it stands, if I'm talking about this as game and not as platinum, I think I want it to be Village. But if we're taking into account how much I hated that fucking Mercenaries trophy, I think I would say Deathloop.
I think
Rift Apart is a really great game, though, which we will talk about later in this episode.
Yeah, I want that to like.
No, this is rapid. Rapid. So you're voting Rift Apart?
Yeah, Rift Apart.
I would be okay with Rift Apart, but I'm going to say Village. All right, best game direction: Deathloop, It Takes Two, Returnal, Psychonauts 2, or Rift Apart. I think 2. For that, for game direction, I got to go Rift Apart because they made that game a playable fucking Pixar movie. Like,
okay, I like that.
Right.
That gets me more excited about it.
Okay, best narrative: Deathloop, It Takes Two, Life is Strange, True Colors, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Psychonauts 2. I haven't played Guardians of the Galaxy yet. I have it, so I don't know, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. But out of the games on this list that I played for best narrative, I'm going to go with Deathloop. What would you say?
Psychonauts 2.
Is it really? Should I get Psychonauts 2?
I think so. Like, I
should probably get that before we do our end of the year shit too. I
really like the way it uses its platform to talk about mental health, and it does it in the way that Psychonauts 1 is him going around and kind of like fucking up things because he doesn't know how to deal with those issues. This one is the other way around. He is like, how can I help you? Like, what do you need in this moment? And that is
lightning round.
Love it.
Lightning round.
Yes.
Art direction: Deathloop, Kenna, Bridget Spirit, Psychonauts 2, Rift Apart, or Artful Escape. Well, I'm gonna have to go Ratchet and Clank. It looks like a fucking playable Pixar movie.
I'm all right.
Best score or music: Cyberpunk, Deathloop, Near Replicant, Guardians of the Galaxy, Artful Escape.
Near.
Having not played Guardians, I've heard they use the music really, really well. Yeah. But out of what I've played, I think I would have to go Deathloop, just because the music in Cyberpunk, it was there, but it wasn't really as important.
Yeah, I can't think of like anything like Near is music that I would go and listen to. Cyberpunk I love EDM. It just sounds like
I was expecting more like cyberpunk music, and I didn't really get it. But I bet after playing it, I bet I'm going to come back and say Guardians of the Galaxy because I've heard nothing but great things about that. Okay, audio design, which is sound design. Yeah. This is Deathloop, Forza Horizon 5, Rift Apart, Village, and Returnal. I got to go Village. The art, the audio design in that of like, I can hear in my head the sound of gripping the shotgun and how like dirty it sounds to like cock. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. You cock that shotgun, you can hear. Oh, fucking, I love and everything. Do you have a audio design out of those
Forza.
you pick?
I think Forza uses its audio very, very like it immerses you in those moment to moment like. Drifting, like if you're dropping out of a plane in your fucking car and like going to do a race, it just gets you. Like every audio cue is on beat there. It is so good. I really love it.
Okay, next one. Hold on, I'm looking up. Okay, I'm just looking up who some of these people are because I do not know who they play. But it's best performance.
Oh, it's
so we've got Erica Mori from Life is Strange. I want to go on record just saying I fucking hate. I've platinumed 3 out of the 4 Life is Strange games, and I fucking hate every single one of them. I think every single character in every Life is Strange game is annoying and badly written, and I knew that from the very first game when some girl says, go fuck your selfie, and it's been worse ever since. So I have to assume that Life is Strange True Colors fucking sucks. So that one doesn't count. Next one, Giancarlo Esposito in Far Cry 6. He is in the game for like 15 minutes tops. He's barely in the game.
Really?
He's barely in that fucking game. He's good in it, but he's barely in it. So he definitely doesn't deserve it. So I think that my choice has to be through the next 3, which are Jason E. Kelly in Deathloop. And he's the dude that plays the main character. Yeah. And then I'm going to butcher this name. Oziyama Akaga, who plays fucking what's her name? The girl that's Juliana, the girl that's chasing you.
Yeah.
And then Maggie Robertson for Resident Evil Village. Is that? Oh, that's Lady Dimitrescu.
Yeah.
Okay. Out of those, I think the best actually, here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you right now, Giancarlo Esposito is gonna win because he's a big name. And they give it to
and that's how you get.
It's like last year when fucking they give it to Mads Mikkelsen, or no, 2 years ago when they gave it to Mads Mikkelsen for Death Stranding when it should have gone to the guy that plays Dr. Casper Darling in Control. But out of these 3, I think that the person I like the most was the dude that plays the main character in Deathloop because he does a really good job of playing just like I don't know what the fuck's going on. But everything's crazy, and then slowly like learning what's going on. So I think Jason E. Kelly is my vote. Do you have out of those games? Did you play any of those games other than Village?
I haven't played Deathloop or Far Cry 6. I've watched a lot of the Life is Strange because my wife is really into those games. So
does it suck like I think it sucks?
It's
sucks.
a little bit more insufferable than others.
Pick a winner.
Lady Dimitrescu.
For sure. Okay. Games for Impact.
This one we have to vote for somebody specific though.
What Games for Impact?
Yeah, because our boy Carlos worked on Before Your Eyes.
What is Before Your Eyes?
I don't know.
But Carlos worked on it.
Yep.
All right, shouts out Carlos. We're voting for that one because we know someone that worked on it. Yeah. The other game, but the other game is Boyfriend Dungeon. Don't you like that game?
It's cool. I do like a lot of
there's
stuff
also,
in it.
I've heard a lot about this game, Chicory, A Colorful Tale. Apparently, it's like a Zelda game where the world is black and white and you're adding color to it. We've got Life is Strange, True Colors, fuck that game, and then something called No Longer Home. What is Before Your Eyes? I've never heard of this.
I don't know.
It's made by Skybound.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he works.
He did.
It's not on PlayStation.
Give us a copy if we needed it. So yeah.
Well, okay. You play it and tell me how it is.
I will.
And then Carlos, I know you're listening. Put that game on PlayStation and give it a platinum trophy, and I'll get the platinum trophy. I'll say Before Your Eyes because Carlos works on it, but I do know that I want to play Chicory. I've heard enough good things about Chicory that I do want to check it out.
Yeah, I'd be down to check that out too. The game looks absolutely adorable.
All right, best ongoing game. We got
Easy.
Apex,
Final Fantasy 14. Next option.
You weren't allowed Fortnite and Genshin Impact. Best ongoing game of 2021 was Fall Guys.
Nope.
Because I got the platinum this year. All right, best indie game. 12 Minutes, Death's Door, Kenna Bridge of Spirits, Inscription, and Loop Hero. I've played none of these games, but I've heard very good things about Death's Door. It's coming to PlayStation soon, and I want to play that, so I'm going to say Death's Door.
I want to check out Death's Door. I haven't played it yet. Inscription's on my list of games to play. Kenna, I didn't really care for when I was watching Brian play it. I'm not into it.
It didn't look
12
good.
12 minutes doesn't look like anything I care about either. Loop Hero is my vote, though. That fucking game rules.
Put it on PlayStation and I'll give a shit.
It's so good. It's a really hard game.
All right, best debut indie game. We got Kenna Bridge of Spirits, Sable, The Artful Escape, Forgotten City, and Valheim. I played none of these. I don't give a shit. You have 5 seconds to say one of those games or we're moving on.
I don't even
Nope,
see
never
that
mind.
Category.
Best mobile game. Fantasian, Genshin. No, who fucking cares? And
Pokemon
then
easy.
Sure. Best community support. You can give it to best VR game. Here we go. I feel very passionate about this. Best VR game. Hitman 3, I Expect You to Die 2, Lone Echo 2, Resident Evil 4 VR, or Sniper Elite VR. Having played it, I'm going to say the Hitman 3 VR is fucking weird, and I want that to win.
Yeah?
But why is it nominated here instead of best game? Man, Hitman 3 is a really fucking great game, y'all.
I don't know if I've actually played that yet now.
Oh, here you go. Innovation in accessibility. So which one of these games had the best accessibility options? We've got Far Cry 6, Forza Horizon 5, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ratchet and Clank, and something called The Veil, Shadow of the Crown. I've never heard of that. Ratchet and Clank had a lot of... What?
It has to go to Forza. Forza has more than anything. It's even...
No, I think it's got to go Far Cry...
Interpreter for sign language. Like,
Far Cry 6... Far Cry 6 has a mode where every single... you can turn on a thing that every single text in the game is read out. It's got so many colorblind options. So you know what? I'm going to say whatever wins there is great because they're all apparently really
accessibility rules. Keep accessibility.
Ratchet and Clank, I remember had it a bunch. Okay, best action game. Here we go, really quickly. Back 4 Blood, Chivalry 2, Deathloop, Far Cry 6, Returnal. I say Deathloop.
Chivalry.
I didn't play it. Best action adventure game. Guardians of the Galaxy, Metroid Dread, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil Village, Psychonauts 2. Got to give it to Village.
I want Rift Apart to win, even though I haven't played it.
It's a great game. I'd be okay with it winning. Best RPG. Here's where I get mad. The first nominated game for Best RPG, Cyberpunk 2077.
How the fuck did this make the list?
I liked Cyberpunk. It's a solid 7, but it is broken as fuck. Even if it had worked exactly like they said, it was pretty bare bones in some aspects. Okay, you also got Monster Hunter Rise, Scarlet Nexus, Shin Megami Tensei 5, and Tales of Arise. I didn't play any of those, and I'm going to give... What's the best RPG that came out in 2021? What do you think is actually the best RPG?
Out of this list, I want it to be Shin Megami 5 because
it's close. It's close enough to Persona that I would say that. But the best RPG, even though it's a Muso game because it's still an RPG, was Persona 5 Strikers. All right, best fighting game. Oh man, so you got Demon Slayer, Guilty Gear, Melty Blood, Nickelodeon R-Star Brawl, and Virtua Fighter 5. I know Strive's probably the winner, but I really want Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl to win.
I want it to win. I love that game. That game is so fun.
Hey, that game's like $20 on Black Friday. I'm going to buy a PS4 copy. You should buy a PS4 copy.
I'll buy a PS4 copy.
All right, best family game. It Takes Two, not a family game. Super Mario Party Superstars, New Pokemon Snap, Super Mario 3D World, Bowser's Fury, and WarioWare Get It Together. Mario Party Superstars is the only actual game that I would play with my family on this list. I vote Mario Party. It Takes Two is a very good game, but it's all about divorce and kids being sad. Don't play that with your family.
Bowser's Fury is a phenomenal fucking Mario game.
That's a one-player game. It is not a family game.
If you're
3D World
you can. It's got little brother mode.
Mario Party Superstars, without a doubt.
I played Snap with my wife, but I'd give it to Bowser's Fury. I love that game.
No, we as a podcast are officially sponsoring Mario Party. All right, best sports or racing game. We got F1, FIFA, Hot Wheels, Forza, and Riders Republic. Who cares? Nobody likes racing.
It's Forza.
Best sim or strategy game. Who cares? Nobody cares. Best multiplayer game.
Oh, sim. Give it to Humankind. That game rules.
I don't even know what that is. Best multiplayer game is It Takes Two. We got Back 4 Blood, It Takes Two, Knockout City. Didn't that game suck? Monster Hunter Rise, New World. Oh, it's free on PS4.
It's just nobody fucking plays it.
If the Platinum's easy, I'll get it. I'm going to say the most fun I had playing multiplayer this year was It Takes Two. And then after that, it's like best esports man.
Yeah,
and
I don't care.
And we'll go down to the last one. Most anticipated game of 2021.
Breath of the Wild.
Is it Elden Ring, Ragnarok, or Horizon Forbidden West? Because those are the only three games that we care about. No. Because the other two aren't up. Nope.
It's definitely
answer my
sequel to
I didn't say that. Answer my question. Is it Elden Ring, God of War, or Horizon?
I'm most excited for Elden Ring out of those.
God of War Ragnarok. All right, that's been the Game Awards. Now play the Platinum Report music. We've been talking a lot. All right, what were you going to say before we do that?
I was going to say, Ryan, what's the Platinum Report for this?
Oh, Platinum Report. Here's the Platinum Report. I am at 926 Platinum trophies. I got 27 new Platinums since last episode, which is pretty good because we record just a little behind the scenes. We recorded the last episode on Tuesday the 2nd. I then took a trip and did not get back until the 11th, so I've gotten 27 Platinum trophies in the last 6 days.
Jeez.
I had an itch and I needed to scratch it. Platinum number 900. We finished The Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive Series. The Platinum de Long Block was my 900th Platinum as a good thing for my my trophy case. I played that game so many times, I thought it earned a place on there. Then we've got Christmas Break 2, Bowling by Breakthrough Gaming, our good friends at the Christian Cult. We got Pretty Girl Panic Plus on PS4 and PS5. That's the same fucking quick clone with girls with giant anime boobs, but they made it again, baby.
Hell yeah.
We got Ghost Sweeper, which was a dumb little block puzzle game that was broken. We got 890B, which was like a I don't even know what the fuck kind of game that was. It was some shitty game about being in a bunker. We got Still Stand, which was an art game about a lady in Denmark with depression, whatever. We got Nowhere Girl on the PS4 and PS5, which is a dating sim where you date a ghost. Pro tip, if you're out there, horny gamers, play the Horny Gamer Alert.
This is a certified horny classic.
There's a point where you're taking there's a shower scene where you're in the shower and then this girl ghost butt goes through the shower door so you can see a ghost butt. So if you want to see ghost butt, Nowhere Girl. Yeah, we got Cybex's Heart, which was a fun little shmup. We got Whiskey Mafia, Leo's Family, the follow-up to the other what was the other Whiskey Mafia game? That's the follow-up to Whiskey Mafia, Frank's Story, where you're in the mafia. It was shitty. We got Christmas Break 2 head-to-head. We got Venus, the Improbable Dream on PS4 and PS5. That's another dating sim. We got Puzzle Frenzy. That was a collection of different types of puzzle games, like block sliding puzzles and pipe puzzles, whatever. Okay, two games, the next three games, while they're easy platinums, are actually pretty good, and I want to shout them out. The first one was called Pukan Bye Bye, and that was you ever played that game Cat Mario?
Cat Mario?
It's or something like I Want to Be the Guy. You know those games where the game
like Kaizo games, yeah.
Yeah, the game is fucking with you on purpose.
Yeah,
you'll jump and then all of a sudden spikes will come out of somewhere.
Yeah.
It's that, but it's not too infuriating.
Okay.
It was kind of fun.
If you're saying it's good, like that's usually people are like, those are dog shit because you can't play them without knowing them.
Oh yeah, you can't. Also, this game had a cheat code where if a level was too annoying, I could just skip it and still get progress. So it was fun for that. The next game was a legitimately fun game. It's called, I think it's from Brazil. It's called Chico and the Castle of Lucio. It is completely made to look like a lost NES game. And the idea is that it's 65 levels. Each level is a screen. And the idea is you just need to get off the screen somehow. And so each one is like where you got to get a key. But how do you get up there to get, like one of the first levels is, there's a dog and you just have to jump over it and get a key. But then you'll move on and everything is like a puzzle. So it's like one of these levels is a brick breaker puzzle where you as the character need to make this fucking ball hit things so that you can get to an area to get the key to get out. It's a really fun game. It's only like $5, and if you like that NES aesthetic, I can't recommend it more.
It sounds really cool. I'm looking at like
easy play. It's got a bunch of missable trophies, so you do want to look at a guide because there's no level select. Mm-hmm. But overall, I thought it was a really fun game. The other fun game that I got was a game called Underland. This is about a 2-hour platinum, and the idea is that it's 30 levels, and they're all physics-based puzzles. And the idea that you're trying to dig your way to this place called Underland. So every level is you trying to get through, and you have to get one or two people from one part of the level to the other. And every level they give you different digging equipment, or it's all about making these tunnels via physics to get through a level. A lot of fun. Really suggest that one too. Then we had the PS5 version of Cave Bad, which is a game we already did on the PS4. It's a bad game. Then we had another updated, I don't know what company this is. They did this with Glaylancer, which I talked about last time. There's a new game called Gainog, which was a game from Japan. It was another shmup from around like the late 80s, early 90s. And you're like a wizard angel man, and you're fighting weird demons. A lot of fun. I like shmups. Then we had
Xavier Renegade Angel, the game.
No, I hate Xavier Renegade. I love a lot of the shows on Adult Swim, but for some reason, there's a couple of shows which I've always classified as weird for the sake of being weird that I never liked. It was Xavier Renegade Angel. I never liked Super Jail, and I never liked Squidbillies.
Squidbillies is another one that's like,
it's just, I don't know.
Every once in a while I'm into it, but Super Jail I had a pretty fun time through the whole thing.
I got 5 more platinums. We got Bowling Story 1, the Mark version from Project Summer Ice. Once again, our Sunday Christian gaming comes by with another platinum trophy. We had Finger Fitness, which is a PS5 exclusive game that's basically a clicker game with realistic finger clicks, and you have to click the triggers. It's very weird. We had a game that I thought it was going to be an easy platinum. It turned out to be the hardest game I've platinumed since last episode, called Educational Games for Kids. Because I thought it was going to be an easy platinum because it was just like,
it sounds like it should be.
It should like, it's like number blasters where like there's a bunch of aliens coming down and it's all addition problems and your spaceship has a number on it. And so it's like, if you've got the 7, you got to find 4 plus 3. And it's like, okay, whatever, I can do this. It's an easy game. Except you have to, I didn't realize until I had done, like every game has a trophy associated with it, and they're all not hard. And then at the end I saw the last trophy was 3-star every game and every variant of the game. There's like 30 games and some of them have some variants. And the reason it's hard is that 2 of them took forever. One was identifying every single flag in the world.
Oh,
and one of them was identifying like every country in the world, which can get very hard when you're doing like the Caribbean. It's like, which one of these 14 different islands is like Saint Martin, and which one is, shit like that. Or like in Oceania, which one of these is Tuvalu, which one of these is Fiji.
I was gonna say, like, when you get into like the Baltic states and like Europe and shit.
Hey, I definitely know where the difference between Slovakia and Slovenia now. Like, I learned some shit. So that game, and then last game was the PS4 and PS5 version of a game called Space Revenge, which the first time it took me about an hour because the controls are dog shit. But once I had learned the controls, the next version took me 12 minutes. I am now number 91 in all of North America. I have broke the top 600 in the world. I'm number 587 of the world. We're at platinum level 8, or I'm sorry, PSN level 898. With 27,098 overall trophies and 1,270,170 points. I'm coming for your ass, all of you out there, but probably not, because I'm starting to realize that this is a sucker's game. So I'm thinking for next year, my goal is to stop playing a lot of these shit easy games and work on my actual backlog of real games, which means I might drop in percentage, but I still think it'll be fine because I'll still have more trophies than anyone else I know. So
you're getting closer and closer to the 500 world mark, though. That's like
I think that's my thing. I think if I can just stay in the top 500 in the world, I think that's good.
That seems like
my ultimate goal. My ultimate goal is, I think, to get to 69th in North America and then just stay there. Just if I could just say I'm the 69th best in all of North America.
There's got to be whoever 69th is right now. That's
Snow Vixen. Snow Vixen, I'm coming for you. Coming for you. All right, that's the Platinum Report. This has been a long episode, and we haven't even gotten to our long episode part yet because we got some shit to talk about.
Let's do it. Let's get into it.
It was a couple days ago that we hit the 1 year mark of the PlayStation 5. And I wanted, because this is my episode, I want to cram a couple extra games in there, and I want to talk about the first year of the PS5, a retrospective, but also this is secretly, Chris, I didn't tell you about this. This is secretly an episode about me trying to convince you to buy a PS5.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to tell you about some great games that you can only play on PS5 or play better on PS5, and why you should get one during this holiday season when there's going to be easier chances to get them.
I don't know about easier chances to get it, but
if you follow our good friends at Cheap Ass Gamer at Video Game Deals, they post all the time about getting PS5s and how easy it is. So by the end of this, we're going to convince you to pony up that $500 because don't ever buy the digital one. That's a fucking sucker's bet.
Oh, totally.
That's terrible. I want to talk about the games that have come out since then and how much fun they have. We're going to be talking about one specifically the most, because I know that you played a previous version of it. But really quickly, I want to go over a couple games before we get to that one. So I want to talk about the PS5 itself and what I've thought over the last year. It cannot be stated enough how fucking cool the DualSense controller is. Have you got to fuck around with one at all?
I haven't. That was honestly my first question is the DualSense actually as good as people make it out to be?
The haptic feedback of the triggers is fucking unbelievable. So the number one game you should play first whenever you buy a PS5 is Astro's Playroom. That was the first. I platinumed that the day. I have a platinum trophy on the launch day of the PS5, and it's Astro's Playroom because that is a great. Astro's Playroom is great because it's two things. It is a complete sandbox for trying out all the tricks that the controller has, and two, it is a total love letter to the last 25 years of PlayStation.
Yeah.
It also is a great way to show off the fucking VHD on the hard drive on this thing, the solid state drive that with the loading. It's insane how fast the loading is on this game. I played the enhanced version of Spider-Man on this thing. They made a PS5 version of Spider-Man. And did you ever play the original Spider-Man?
No, it's still on the list of games I really want to get to. It's just
Spider-Man was a great game because you never wanted to fast travel because it was so much fun to swing around. But every once in a while I would fast travel just because I needed to get somewhere or because there was a trophy in that game. All about fast traveling. So I decided to see, hey, in this game, in this version of it, what's the fast traveling like? Because on the PS4, it's it was about a good 10 seconds to load from one side of the map to the other.
Yeah.
I loaded up the fast travel in that game, picked the farthest away spot, so it would have to render everything, and I had already loaded in by the time I looked back up after looking at my controller. The PS5's load times are disgustingly fast.
That's solid state, baby.
Solid state, baby.
Because that's what I've been playing through on my computer. I'll censor that. I've been playing through a game on my computer, and I'm pretty surprised. Like every time it pulls up a loading screen, it's like a blurb about the world or characters, and I want to read it. But Solid State just it shows and then it goes away, and I'm like, oh, okay, like cool.
The PS5 is amazing. Okay, so yeah, I want to talk about Astro really quick. I fucking loved Astro's Playground so much. As someone who is all about PlayStation, but honestly, like back in the day, was not much of a. So back when I was a kid, I was fully Nintendo. Like I didn't have a PS1 until the PSONE, that PS1, you know, the little one came out.
Yeah, the tiny one.
Solely because I had gotten this copy of Incredible Crisis and I needed to know what the fuck it was. So I saved up and I bought a PS1 and I had that Incredible Crisis and I had Marvel's Superheroes, like the predecessor to Marvel vs. Capcom, because my cousin had given it to me. And I also bought Final Fantasy IX because it was on sale.
The greatest game ever made. That's a good choice. I
those are the 3 games I owned on PlayStation.
Yeah, that's all you need.
And then I didn't get a PS2 because I wanted to go halvesies with my parents because we didn't have a DVD player at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'll pay half of it. You guys pay the other half, and then we'll have a DVD player. Because we had a DVD player. Let me rephrase that. I didn't have a DVD player. They had a DVD player in the front room, in the front living room, and also the computer technically was a DVD player, but I didn't have one so that I could watch. And so I was like, let me get this PlayStation. And my parents were like, absolutely not. Instead, I saved up my money, and right before I went to buy one, I then instead bought an Xbox original because I wanted to play Halo and Jet Set Radio Future. And then I also had a GameCube.
See, I think in hindsight, you made the right choice, but man, PS2, that was...
I got a PS2 when the Slim came out, and I bought it solely to play God of War.
Okay.
And then I also had a copy of Kingdom Hearts that I played for about 30 minutes and went, what the fuck is this? And then I got my PS3. I think I've talked about this before, but I didn't buy a PS3. I won my PS3 at PAX 2008.
Holy shit.
I still have it. It's the big fat one that was signed by the 2... what's called Penny Arcade dudes.
Oh,
like there's a big drawing on it, but that thing, the hard drive on that bricked about 6 years ago.
That's not a. That's
so
not
I still have it. I could get a new hard drive, and it's an original fat, like the big one that can play everything. Instead, I just have my Slim for platinuming games. But I didn't really cross over until my whole fiasco with Xbox, and then that's when I became PlayStation boy, and then went back and developed a love for the PS1 and the PS2 out of a nostalgia for the era that while I never played it in the time I was around in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So
it was really cool in fucking Astro's Playroom to be playing a level and realize, oh, there's 4 levels. One's all about the PlayStation 1, one's all about the PlayStation 2, one's all about the PlayStation 3, and one's all about the PlayStation 4, while also at the same time being, themed around parts of the PlayStation 5. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, yeah, because then how did the collectibles hit you? Because those are like a time capsule to me. Whenever I was like, I've watched a lot of people play it, and it's so cool to just go back and be like, oh yeah, there's the multi-tap. That was the thing you had to plug in to have 4 players.
I might not have owned a PlayStation, but my friend across the street had one. Okay. So it's not like. I remember
it's still nostalgic in another one.
Oh, it's totally nostalgic. I didn't have one, but I had friends who had one, so it didn't matter. Right. I still remember the first time I ever beat Metal Gear Solid was me and my friend Kellen, which, this is hilarious. I just found out he's famous. Do you know this band Sleeping with Sirens?
I've heard of it.
The lead singer of that band was my 7th and 8th grade friend, Kellen, who would come over to my house and bring his PlayStation, and we stayed up one night and beat all of Metal Gear Solid. And apparently now he's like a big famous singer. Good for him if he's out there. I know you're listening. Yeah, I haven't talked to him in 15 years. He got out of Medford. Good for him. Yeah, I still remember beating that game with him, or like, I had other friends where it's like, yo, let's play Grand Theft Auto, shit like that. So it's like, I've been around the PlayStation. I might not have owned one, but it's like, I do have nostalgia for all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really cool. Yeah. Cause there's not only all these artifacts you can find memory cards, you can find the Vita, but in all of these levels, while you're doing basically a really fun platforming game to test out what the controller can do, you're seeing all of these little Astro robots reenacting almost every single fucking PlayStation game you could ever think of.
Yeah, like, I saw that there's
a dude running around a boxer.
cameos, like kind of
there's
things?
so many
Easter eggs, I guess.
Yeah, there's Ratchet and Clank, there's Jack and Daxter, there's fucking God of War, there's Horizon, there's Until
Isn't
Dawn.
like, the little Crash Bandicoot one almost in like the same kind of like costume that like the
mascot? Yeah. It's also a really easy platinum, so you should definitely platinum it. There's a lot of fun platinum or a lot of fun trophies. It's basically about finding everything and doing everything, but also like, so you can find all of these artifacts, which are basically like collectibles. So when you go back to the main hub, you have every single console or peripheral that they've ever made, and you can fuck around with them. Like you can, there's a trophy for walking through the PlayStation Home logo. Like, how cool is that?
Like that. Do you want PlayStation Home to come back?
I would, I'd go for the trophies. I never got any of the trophies in PlayStation Home. That makes me sad.
That just made me think about
that. I wasn't around,
because it's like, man, what a thing that just doesn't exist anymore.
They've talked for years about that, bringing that back, but I don't think they ever will. Okay, so that's at Astro's Playroom. So this is my suggestion on why you should get a PS5. You'll be able to play Astro's Playroom because it's free on every PS5, and immediately, boom, you've got a great game with 46 trophies with a platinum, because it also has some free DLC that comes with it. And boom, there's 46 free trophies just for buying this $500 system. Don't worry about that part. Free trophies.
It's the free trophy.
It is incredibly fun though. It is like,
it looks
the whole thing
as hell. Like I really want to play it.
I remember the PlayStation came out on a work day. I went and I picked it up at lunch, came home, hooked it up, played a little bit, went back to work, came back, and platinumed the game. I had a great time with it. The next game to talk about would only be something that you would like if you had played the Spider-Man game, but they did make a PS5 version of Miles Morales. Now, it's not exclusive, but you're a big Miles Morales fan, aren't you?
I am, and that's the reason why that I'm like, I can't play the inferior version, because
thing about you have to play the first game to understand Miles Morales.
Well, I know who Miles Morales is. Like,
no, this is a different Miles Morales.
Oh, what?
Plus the story, plus playing this would spoil that game entirely. So you do need to play the first one. But the first one is one of the best games on the PS4.
It seems great. It was just it was one of those that, like, when they were talking about the launch window, they were like, oh yeah, by the way, Spider-Man's going to be on it, and by the way, it's just going to be like way better because it's on a SSD. And that was kind of one of those things where I was just like, oh cool, then I don't need to play it on the PS4.
You
buy the PS version of it.
If you buy the PS5 version of Miles Morales, that's like the deluxe version, it comes with a free copy of the PS5 version of Spider-Man, so you can just get both for one.
Mm-hmm.
Really quickly, we could do an entire episode on Spider-Man. But I'll just really wrap up. Marvel Spider-Man has one of the highest percentages of a first-party Sony game because the game is fun as shit, and the trophies are all just play the game.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's missable. It's like collect everything, do everything, and you get the platinum. What a great fucking game. Has great DLC. Has this 3-arc story called The City That Never Sleeps. That's all about Black Cat and Silver Sable and the Mob. Really great if you're a Spider-Man fan. And then they made Miles Morales, which is, I would sort of put Miles Morales less as its own game and more as like a standalone DLC type of thing.
Yeah, like an expansion to the
whole game is only about 2 or 3 hours long. If you do everything, it's maybe about 7 or 8. The only annoying part about the platinum for Miles Morales, because I've gotten it on both PS4 and PS5, I stupidly was like, well, I'll just get the PS5 version because that'll be more fun. Not realizing that if I had done it the other way around and played it on PS4, I could have auto-popped the PS5.
It's got a free pop, yeah.
But that's fine because I really liked it, except for one trophy. One of the trophies is to beat the game on New Game Plus, which means I basically had to play the game 4 times.
Oh,
hey, but I did it because I like Spider-Man.
Yeah, and I mean, if you did that like in that short of time, like in the last year, that's pretty good.
Well, no, I did Miles Morales when it came out. Like, okay. I beat Astro's Playroom and then immediately went on to Spider-Man before I did the next game we'll talk about. I did Miles Morales twice and then moved on. And then a couple months ago using GameFly. Oh shit, we didn't talk about GameFly yet. Hey, you still got GameFly?
I do still have GameFly.
Nice. Gamefly, please sponsor us. Also, we want to get you know what? Fuck it. This episode is sponsored by Sony PlayStation Studios.
Hell yeah.
Sony, sponsor us. Give Chris
give me a
free
PlayStation
5, not the digital one, the disc one. Give them that, and then they will have one, and then they can talk how much they like your shit.
I'm gonna let everyone in on a huge secret, right? There's a lot of games that I'm like, I don't want to buy because I've got like a stigma against a specific company or that specific game. Like Call of Duty. Call of Duty is a game that I don't think I need to buy another Call of Duty in the rest of my life. Like I've played enough of it, right? But you buy me something, I'll check it out. Like I'll play it, you know. Buy me a PS5, I'll play a PS5. Like buy me Call of Duty, I'll play Call of Duty. Like, but yeah, it's like I'm more swayed with the
Sony, sponsor us. Give Chris a free PS5 disc version, and give me one of those real platinum trophies that you made but didn't give to me, but I'm owed. I fucking want one. So Miles Morales is a great game. Trophies aren't too hard. Nothing's missable. There's a really fun trophy for finding the statue of Stan Lee.
That's cute. Like,
which I thought was cool. There's a big statue of Stan Lee where his scene was in the original. He's in. Spoiler. He's in the original game as he's got a quick cameo, and that part of the map. It's the same map of New York City. So that restaurant that scene takes place in, because he plays like a cook. They got a big statue of him to get a trophy for seeing it. Also, really, it shouldn't be ballsy, but it is kind of ballsy of them to get political. There's an entire scene which leads to a trophy, which will take the screenshot of it, of a big giant Black Lives Matter mural, which they got some shit for. And it's just like, once again, hey, they wanted to put it in their game. You fucking support that. Shut the fuck up. I don't care if it's political. Miles Morales is inherently going to be a little bit political because the character was meant to, be different. So good on them.
Yeah. That's like kind of a weird thing that I have with that game. Because I do know that his mom is running for is it city?
It's like
mayor or something like that. Or?
No, not mayor. It's like a city council thing. I think.
My only thing with that, it's like, I don't like her being a politician.
You haven't played the game.
I know,
play the game.
But
you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to have an opinion on something you haven't played and don't know about yet. It's done well.
Is it okay? Because that's my only thing is I like the duality between the character, because the whole point is that his father is supposed to represent the law and order of there's a specific way you have to do things, but you have to help people. Where his mom is a doctor or a nurse who is you help anyone, and sometimes you got to bend the rules or do what you need to help that.
You haven't played the first game and you don't know shit. Yeah. So you should probably play the game, because maybe your ideas don't work in this version of Miles Morales.
Yeah, but I think that's my biggest sure, but at the same time, it's does Miles really need a change right now? Do we need to make him fresher? No, he is fresh. He's only 10 years old in this universe, or he's only been around for 10 years. So it's
he's been around longer than 10 years.
2012, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or is it 2012, right?
No, Miles Morales has been 2011.
Yeah.
I thought he'd been around longer than that.
No, that was when Ultimate Spider-Man, the Ultimate Comics actually started going again, and it was Death of Spider-Man.
Miles Morales has been around for 10 years. So
yeah,
okay.
But that's the thing is
I can't talk about it.
Change his character at this point already. That's where I'm a little.
Here's the thing, and I'm going to take a hard stance on this, Chris, because you've done this on episodes in the past.
Sure.
You play the fucking game before you play the fucking game before you have an opinion.
That's fair.
You did this on you've done this on a couple episodes where it's I'll be talking about trophies that you have definitely not earned, and you're I don't know if I like that trophy. It's you haven't fucking done it.
Well, that's fair. It's all this is not a trophy. This is a character that I really like, and
I think that Miles Morales has done very well in this game. Okay. He is different in this universe. You need to play Spider-Man 1. He is not rapidly different, but there is differences.
There is differences, yeah. That's and again, I know that's just my, because you could say the same about Into the Spider-Verse. That is not exactly the same Miles, but the way they portrayed him was very, very good. So And I know it's like I haven't played the game yet, so I'll check it out. Yeah, but I'm very excited for it. I can't wait for it. I love Miles. I'm ready to play.
Another reason you should be buying a PS5, we're the main game that we're going to be talking about this episode, I'm skipping over, is for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I can't talk more highly about how great this fucking game is. They made a playable Pixar movie. The game looks fucking gorgeous, and at no point do you see the loads that are happening between you are in the middle of a cutscene and then all of a sudden you're playing the cutscene and it's just like, I didn't see a fucking loading screen at all. It was so good. Seamless.
I really want to play that game.
You should buy it. If anything, you should buy it just for that. Easy Platinum, once again, just basically do everything. It's got like a 68.27% platinum rate. That might actually be higher than Spider-Man. Holy shit. What? Hold on one second here. You'll hear my catch. I'm so sorry. Cut this part out where you're hearing me typing.
Yeah.
Last time I heard that clicking when I was playing with those fucking coins. I'm so sorry. It sounded like dog shit.
So here, I'm going to let you in on a bit because, and I'll leave this little part in. I almost edited together a like Vegas kind of background, so because I was gonna put in the description that this episode was shot live while Ryan was in Vegas gambling away his money.
So I like to play things. I don't know. I like to fidget with my hands, and you can hear it here. I had these chips that I was doing, I didn't know that you could hear it. And so listening back to the last episode, I'm like, fuck. I'm so sorry. All right,
no worries.
The fucking the PS4 version of Spider-Man is like a 45%. Platinum rate. The PS5 version has a 66.23%. So this at 68.27. I think this is the most common platinumed trophy that is a first-party Sony game, and it's because it's not a hard platinum and it's so much fucking fun.
Mm-hmm. Man,
and it's even got a missable trophy, which I hate.
Yeah, but I want to play that game so bad because I didn't play Ratchet and Clank. Like,
it's so good. Do you kind of know what it's about?
Yeah, totally. Like it's about if I remember correctly, it starts off with like they're celebrating Ratchet, and then like
they're celebrating Ratchet, and Dr. Nefarious shows up and like accidentally hits something called the Dimensionator. Okay,
because this is like a thing to find other Lombaxes.
Hold on. This is the only Ratchet and Clank game I've ever beat. Or no, this is the second Ratchet and Clank game I've ever beaten. The only other one I beat was Ratchet and Clank Future Tools of Destruction, which doesn't have trophies, because I got it when I got my PS3. I was like, well, I should play one of these games. I'll play this. Now, with you saying that, I will note that over the weekend, due to some shrewd video game dealing, I have acquired both the Ratchet and Clank collection on PS3 and also, what are the other two? I've also got Into the Nexus and A Crack in Time, and I have that remake that's on the PS4. So next year, I'll definitely be playing more Ratchet and Clank games.
Good, because I didn't really play the PS2 ones. I loved the PS3 ones. The PS3 ones sold me as a Ratchet fan, and then I didn't play the like reboot on PS4 just because it was like I wanted to see the movie, but I was like, I don't know if I need to play a movie tie-in game. But I've heard it's good, and I heard that was usually the thing that most people would say about it is it's like playing a Pixar game, but it's Ratchet and Clank. So I may need to go back and check out the PS.
But you should play fucking Rift Apart because it's really kind of two games. Well, even though they play the same, so basically, they hit this thing called the Dimensionator. You get thrown into another dimension where in that dimension Ratchet is a girl Lombax named Rivet, and you switch off levels as one as the other, but they do have differences. Like you have all the same weapons, and really all the differences are cosmetic, but it's fun. Anyway, you should play it just for that. The other game that I would suggest that you could play on your PS5 is Deathloop, which we've talked about a bunch through different episodes.
Yeah.
But Deathloop fucking rules. It's definitely one of my top 5 games of the year. It might be my favorite game of the year. I'm still on the fence. We'll talk about that at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But Deathloop, once again, great trophies. Not that hard. Nothing's missable. And it's if you like games like Dishonored, it's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But
I still need to check it out. Like, I love roguelike games, and this seems kind of like...
But why check it out on your gross computer when you can check it out on PlayStation 5? PlayStation 5. On the PlayStation 5, you can, like, once again, loading is nothing. Everything
loading is nothing on my computer.
Here's why, though, that you should play it on this. Because I don't think the game that I'm about to talk about is on the PC, and it's the main game for our episode that we were all going to talk about, but I'm trying to convince you. I think between another reason you should buy the PS5, because when you get PS Plus, you get access to the PlayStation
the backlog, the collection,
the PlayStation collection. What games are on that?
Final Fantasy. Actually, I have it right here. You get access to Battlefield 1, Batman: Arkham Knight, Bloodborne, Days Gone, Detroit: Become Human, Fallout 4, Final Fantasy 15, God of War 2018, Infamous Second Son, Monster Hunter World, Mortal Kombat 10, Persona 5, Ratchet & Clank 2016, Resident Evil 7, The Last of Us Remastered, The Last Guardian, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, and finally Until Dawn.
I feel like they've added some more games to that too. Yeah, they added the Crash Bandicoot collection. Did you say that?
No, I didn't. And
they added Batman Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Did you say Fallout 4?
Yes.
You should. I have platinumed. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those games, and I own most of the other ones. So look at all those games that you could be playing.
Yeah, but I have all those like on my PS4.
Persona 5 again.
Persona 5 on that list. That's wild. That is a huge game to put on that list.
Man,
but I do have Persona 5 already.
It's too bad that Persona. Here's a little side thing. You know what I'm really sad about? Persona 5 was also put on the PS3, but they share a trophy list instead of having separate trophy lists. I would love to go back and try to get the vanilla Persona 5 trophy list again. It was fucking hard, but it was fun. And I can't wait for when they eventually port Persona 5 Royal to the PS5 and I can get it again. Here's the game I want to talk about the most. And this is the conversation that you and I are going to have about the differences in them. Okay. Because I have a platinum in a PS5 only game that you might want to play that I thought was really fun, but apparently was much harder on the PS3, which I have the PS3 version, but I haven't played it. And that is Demon Souls. Ooh. Are you a demon boy?
Yeah.
Did you play Demon Souls back on the PS3?
Yeah. I played it like whenever it was like just coming out. I loved it. Okay, hang on. I didn't love it at first. I hated it at first because I was bad at video games and I just wanted to run in and fucking hit people with a sword. And I very quickly learned that this is a game you cannot do that. This has the logic of a fighting game behind it. Yeah. So it's very much a you take your turn and then I'll take my turn. And I know that my turn is very short and fleeting, so I'll have to get that in, and then you have priority again. I will stand by, let you do your thing until it is my turn to hit you once more. It was weird whenever I first played this game because I had to play it like a turn-based combat game. That was the way I thought of it when I played it, because I was like, oh yeah, this is like, just think of it like you're going through and having just like a traditional Final Fantasy battle. It's like you stand there and you wait and just kind of move around in the time that you have to dodge. But it was a weird time for that game too, because when did that game even come out? Like, that game's like got to be
the original one.
Yeah, like 15 years ago now. Like, that came out when I was in high school. Demon Souls, of course, everything's gonna be like, here's the PS5 version that came out in 2020. It's like, no, but what's the original? When did that come out?
Demon Souls originally came out in 2009.
2009. Okay, so I was just getting out of high school. Yeah, like,
wait. Time out. Say that again.
I was just getting out of high school.
Fuck. You know what I was doing in 2009?
Huh.
Starting med school.
I mean, we're not that far off. I mean, 2009.
I know.
I would have been a year out. I'm 31.
I'm turning 36 next month.
Hell yeah.
It's not that, but to hear you're in high school and I'm like, I'm in medical college. Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's a 4-year gap, but that just sounds a lot more.
Yeah. Because I graduated in 08, so.
I graduated 03.
Yeah, we're not too far off.
Okay, fine. I never played Demon Souls originally because all I heard about it was it's a hard game that's hard on purpose, and the game is trying to fuck you over. I was like, that doesn't sound fun. My first Souls game was Dark Souls after watching some guys on Giant Bomb play it. I watched Vinny Caravella play it, and I went, this game seems pretty fun. And I fucking grinded for like 3 weeks to get that platinum, and that was my third ever platinum. Because at the time, I didn't really give a shit about trophies, but I did it because I wanted to. And that game was fucking hard. Demon Souls on the PS5 should be hard, but I'm here to tell you that I cheated my fucking ass off, and I got that platinum in a way that you can no longer get. Let me tell you a little story about the Blue Blood sword. Do you know about this?
No, I don't. What is the Blue
There
Blood
is a sword in the game that scales off of luck.
Oh, okay.
And when they remade this game, Blue Point made this game, there was a little glitch in the game. There's an item called the gold coin that is a very, very rare drop off of the big fat dudes, the fat officials.
Mm-hmm.
I grinded for one of those so basically, okay, let's start over. Demon Souls, if you've never played it, unlike most like Dark Souls games, there isn't a big open world. What there is it's level based, which I actually really like. I like that everything was level based. It made it a little bit easier to like prioritize everything.
Yeah.
But it's basically like you've got these 5 worlds, and each world has 3 levels, except for one that has 4, but that's the final level. And each level has a boss at the end. Unlike Dark Souls, that has what's it called? Like checkpoints, like
they're just
flames.
Yeah.
Levels don't have fucking checkpoints. If you die, you start over at the beginning of the level. Now, there are ways to open up shortcuts around the level to make it easier, but there are some levels where it's like, if you die, it's like, cool, go back to the fucking start.
Yeah, and it can be a slog to get
especially to get to the boss. Yeah, some of those levels to get to the boss is fucking infuriating. So the point of the game is that oh man. All right, what's the fucking lore of Demon Souls? You're in some land called Boletaria, and demons have taken over people's souls, and now you need to go kill the king, who's a demon man, but you're a soul who's not a human, but you can become a human, and then you got to fight the demons that used to be souls, and like the first one is a bunch of goo men that became a big goo person called the Phalanx. It's very weird, but the goal is the same. Just like in Dark Souls, because this was the prototype to Dark Souls. You kill people, you get souls, use those souls to level up, and you just have to kill every boss. That's basically it.
It is.
Normally... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, it's just a practice and like rinse, wash, repeat, and like if you're good enough to continue, then you kind of keep grinding the experience that it's giving you, because...
grind it out.
You die, you lose that, and you have to go back and reclaim it.
Now these are all things that everybody knows because it's been used over and over again. But at the time, this was like, holy shit, this is, I remember the person I first ever heard talk about Dark Souls was Rocco's brother Dominic online. And he was talking about how it was just like fucking hard for no reason, but it's like, you fucking fuck this game, I'm going to beat this game and, whatever. And it got me really interested. That's why I later got into Dark Souls. But the thing about Demon Souls is that, at least back in the day, the Platinum was a lot harder. Because the Platinum was to basically kill every boss, get every item, get every ring, and upgrade every item through like every item has an upgrade path. There's like 14 different upgrade paths through different fucking materials.
Yeah.
So in Demon Souls, the PS5 version, thankfully they got rid of that, and they made it that you had to beat the game, you had to still find all the rings, but every boss also had like a secondary condition that you had to do, like ways to beat the bosses. Well, not everybody, but most of the bosses. Way to beat the bosses that made them like puzzles.
Yeah.
And those were fun until I found out a way to break the game, which is normally, you go for a type of build, right? A strength build, a magic build, which apparently in this game, magic is the way to go because it's incredibly overpowered.
I never play magic in these kind of games. I don't know what it is, but there's something about it where I'm just like, yeah, but big sword, big shield, go punch. Like, I want to do that. Like
in Demon Souls, the fucking royalty class that starts with magic is so fucking broken.
Yeah.
Because the soul arrow that they give you will just kill almost anything, and mana is very easy to get back through consumables in this game. So you can just be like, oh, I'm going to kill you before you ever get to me. Haha, die. But the really way to play this game, and if you still have, if you get a physical version of this, you can load it up and not update the game and still use it this way. But, so there's this sword called the Blue Blood, which if you upgrade it through the blacksmithing path, you'll find this broken hilt. You upgrade it, becomes a Blue Blood. It's a sword that scales off luck and increases both the attack and the physical attack and the magical attack of the weapon. There's this item that's a collectible called the gold coin that is like a 0.1% drop off these one enemies. And when you use it, it ups your luck for a little bit. However, originally in the game, there was a glitch that if you went to the level up lady, her name's the Maiden in Black, and she's where you spend souls to level up. While under the effects of the gold coin, it would immediately give you 9,000 levels in luck.
Oh my God.
And you could keep doing it. Once your luck's high enough, every enemy drops every item, so you can just get more gold coins. So you eventually get to like a level of luck that the game couldn't understand, and you were hitting for like 1 quadrillion damage.
Holy shit.
And then that game became real easy.
Yeah, that actually sounds like a an exploit that I would use in I used to speedrun Phantasy Star Online a lot, and the exploit for that was you had to basically get somebody like this NPC in a way that you could talk to them and the like armor shop dude at the same time. And when you would do that, it would freak out the menu, and then you could like walk around while the item shop is still open. You would go to the bank and then talk to the bank, and you would just basically deposit everything you had and sell it all at the same time. And when you would do this, you could then go and duplicate your sword. And what you would do is you would just keep duplicating it and duplicating it and duplicating it to the point where you're holding basically, you're just holding like 20 swords at once in your hand.
You know, that's funny because there's an almost exact duplicating glitch in the PS3 version of Demon Souls, which if I ever went back and did it, I would do this now, which is there's a way to deposit items in your bank, but then talk to the depositor guy and warp back to the Nexus at the same time that duplicates an item like 300 times. And that's how you get like all those trophies that are all based on like getting all of the best materials. Instead of sitting there and grinding out for $100, you just dupe them, and you dupe the souls to get yourself to like level 6,000 immediately. One could say that's actually an easier platinum in this, because even though what I just said about the sword sounds easy, the amount of stuff you have to do before that is actually quite hard, because until that part, you have to build a very specific way that is not optimal for what you have to do. You have to beat level 1 of World 1. You have to beat level 1 of World 2. You then have to beat all the levels of World 5, which is the hardest one, because that's like what they based Blight Town off of. Yeah. So it's the poison area. It is very small hallways full of enemies that are constantly doing dot damage. And then the second part is a big giant fucking swamp that just kills you. Those parts probably took me about 10 hours just to do that shit. Then you have to go and kill the boss of, I think it's World 2, Level 2, the big giant flame monkey, to get the soul that lets you use the blacksmith. Once you've done all that and you have the correct souls, then you can put the final boss of World 5's soul into the sword, make the sword, get the coin, then get the upgrade path, and then the rest of the game becomes
just a walking simulator at that point.
There's still some hard parts because some of the trophies, it's like it doesn't matter how good you are, you can't really get around them. Like some of the bosses in World 4. Do you remember how much of this game do you remember?
I wouldn't say I'm like 100% remember everything, but like a good portion, especially watching like friends play it and stuff. Like,
do you remember the Storm King, the big giant?
Yes.
That thing. It doesn't matter. So here's the thing: to get all of here's the thing about this game I don't like, which is we'll talk about in a second. It's called character and world tendency. But there's a trophy to get all the rings where you have to play through New Game Plus and also mess with this shit called tendency. And so you're fighting the same bosses again so that you can get to the end of the game again. Well, because of this this glitch that I did, it puts you at a level where you can never level up again because you can't have enough souls. So I was stuck. Yes, true. I have a sword that can kill everything, but I'm stuck with like level 25 stats.
Yeah, so you're still gonna have to like dodge and.
I didn't think to upgrade my endurance and stamina before I did this. And by the time I realized that, it was too late. I would have had to redo too much. I was like, well, I guess I'm fucking stuck with this. And so there's this boss up against basically a big giant manta ray in the sky where you get a sword that fires lightning bolts. The thing is, it what's it called? It levels with your stats. My stats were dog shit. And I have to beat this guy, so he can one-shot me, but every time I hit him, I'm doing like 20 damage.
Oh, no.
That fight took for fucking ever.
Yeah, I could imagine. Oh, jeez. I wish there was a recording of it, though, because that would be something I would actually be interested in, like, watching somebody do. Because I know for myself, like, that's when I would lose patience, because it would just be
how to do it. Can't give up. Never go, never surrender. This game was a lot of fun, even after I had glitched it, just because I don't give a shit. I think they put it in the game. It is a valid way to beat the game to get the trophy. They took it out of the game, so you can't do it anymore. I just loaded up this game the other day to help my friend Bruce there's 2 online trophies, and I was helping him get them really quick, and I realized they had fucked my build. So I was back to level like 40, but I was stuck. So I'm on level 40 in New Game Plus, and everything can kill me in one shot, and I have no souls.
Oh, that's like I feel like man, that's a tough decision then, because it's like I understand why they would take that out of the game. At the same time, I feel like, maybe leave it.
No. I get why they took it out, because it was making the online portion of this game. So there's a way.
Okay,
So there's this thing that you have to do to get rings that is called world tendency and character tendency. They had the great idea that every time you die in a world in human form, there's a soul form and a human form. When you're in soul form, your deaths don't affect the world, but you have half your health bar. Then there's human form where you get your full health bar back, but if you die, you make the world harder. Because every time you die, instead of making the game easier, they decided, no, if you're failing, we should make the game harder, so it's even harder to do the game, which is fucking ridiculous. So every world has a...
Sorry, I was a side tangent real quick. I remember when I was first playing this game, somebody told me, if you die too much at the beginning, just go ahead and delete your save and restart the game.
Thankfully, I don't know how it was in the PS3, but in the PS5 version, world tendency is only fucked with if you die in human form, not soul form. So basically what I had to do is every time you beat a boss, you go into human form. Before I would move on to the next level, I would go back to the Nexus, the only place that doesn't have a tendency, and jump off the tallest building to kill myself to go back in soul form. So that way I wouldn't affect the tendencies of the game, because there were rings you could only get with world tendency, and it's really hard to affect world tendency if you don't do a very specific fucking path. That also meant that out of the 2 rings that I could use in a game, I was always using one ring called the Cling Ring to get 25% of that 50% back, so I was at 75% health through the whole game and not 50%, making the game fucking harder. There's also a thing called character tendency, and it's based on your tendency to go invade other people or to help people. So it's like if you kill NPCs, you become black character tendency. If you're helping people and doing good things, you're white character tendency. And you have to fuck with it a bunch to get rings. The problem with that sword and why they took it out is because with the invasion mechanic, you can invade anybody's world, walk up behind them, and just tap them with a sword. And it doesn't matter how good they are, that thing's hitting for a quadrillion damage.
Right. And you're going to just fuck up their world.
It's like, ha ha ha, you're dead. And so they had to take that out.
Yeah, that's okay. That is understandable. Totally makes sense. Like, probably a smart move on there.
Another great thing about playing this game on the PS5 over the PS3 is there are trophies for finding there's 2 types of magic. There's spells and miracles. Miracles are based off faith. Spells are based off magic. Some of the spells can only be bought with very specific boss souls. When you beat a boss, they drop a soul that you can either cash in for money or you can spend on either upgrading weapons or buying spells. And on the PS3, you would have to play this game like 3 or 4 times to get all the souls to get what you need, because some miracles can only be bought with the same soul that you need for a spell. With the magic of PS Plus and the cloud saves, you can have a save, spend all the souls on the thing to get the trophy, and then once it pops, load your old save, and then you don't have to worry about spending those on miracles anymore, and you can go into the spells. So once again, thank you, PS Plus. Save scumming is the best. And then the rings, you have to find all these rings, and a lot of them, like I said, were based on tendency. And there was a lot of hours of me just having to throw myself off a cliff to fuck with the world tendency from pure white to pure black, so that I could find this one dumb ring and then kill this one guy. So there's definitely some grinding. I wouldn't even call it grinding. There's some. It's tedious in a way that's sometimes not fun, but you get trophies, so it is fun.
Yeah, that's kind of the way these games work out, though. Is there's a lot of like tediousness and tedium to it, because it is a game that is meant for you to kind of
play it a bunch of times.
Yeah, and like what's the word, like, what am I looking for? Like, grit your teeth on. Like, it's really,
yeah, it is hard on purpose, and
it'll put hair on the back of your knuckles. Like,
I feel like if any game is hard on purpose like this, like we were talking before about if an artist is like, I want my game to be hard on purpose, but then I find a thing that they overlooked in the game that makes it easier, well then fuck them. I'm gonna take what I want.
Yeah, totally.
Now, did you ever beat this game on PS3?
No, just because like I don't really beat Souls games, because there's something that I like to come back to, and like
four Souls games.
There'll be something that maybe once a year I'll boot one up and then just kind of keep playing until I hit a wall, and then I'll kind of put it down and go do some other stuff. Because Bloodborne and Bloodborne's been that for the longest time for me, because I really love that game. But it's yeah, this one I remember going through. I think it was like the first 3 worlds, and then the 4th world was where I started having like some trouble. And I want to say now I want to like boot up my game and look at it and just be like, where am I? But yeah, I think somewhere in between like worlds like 4 and 5, that's where I've got to be, somewhere in the middle of 4 probably.
World 1 is all like a big castle. Mm-hmm. World 2 is like a mines, and it's like dealing with like creatures in the mines. World 3 is this big giant prison tower. World 4 is called the Stormlands. It's like a big, ruins of a castle that are always stormed. And then Route 5 is like the Plague Lands. Yeah. It's a big giant poison swamp, and everything in it sucks. And I would say that's my least favorite of all the lands is World 5, because fuck that place. I
don't blame you though, because anytime in the Souls games where they are just like, hey, by the way, we're in corridors now, and by the way, everything poisons you, or you're just gonna tickle every second.
Blighttown, baby. Blighttown from fucking Dark Souls, the worst fucking part of that fucking game.
You wouldn't be wrong. And like, there's a reason why those sections of the game are always the most annoying sections of the game. If you were playing this game,
which game?
Demon Souls, or
yeah, what about it?
Any of them really? For fun, what's your like weapon choice that you usually go with?
Well, let's see. So I have platinum 2 Souls games from the actual Souls, like Demon Souls and Dark Souls are my 2 platinums. But I've also platinum Neo 1.
Okay.
And I also platinumed Remnant from the Ashes, which is like that one that's sort of like a procedural Dark Souls shooter. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you ever played that. It was free on PS Plus a couple months ago. Played that with our good friend Shango. Shouts out, boy. Out of all those, here's the thing. I've never played one for fun. I've always played whatever's the best build. So like in Demon Souls, I looked up what's a fun, like easy build to get the platinum. And I went with a dexterity Pyromancer build that used the Great Scythe and the Pyromancer magic.
Okay.
And that was really good. In Neo, you had to use a little bit of every weapon, but eventually went with a broken build that used the heavy axe with the swing that at the time was glitched, that you could basically kill everything in one hit. And then in this game, until I had the Blue Bud built, I was going with a magic guild because magic is so fucking overpowered. I was using the Crescent Falchion which was a magic-based sword. So I would say I don't really care. I don't know. I'm going to go with whatever gets you through the game fastest. Like, I've got Bloodborne. I tried to play Bloodborne a couple of years ago and just never gelled with it because it doesn't play the same as Dark Souls, you know?
Yeah, it's similar, but it is different. In
I have found a good sourcing guide to get me through the game, and the game wants you to go with a pure strength build because they say that's the best thing for getting through the game and getting the platinum. So it's like, I'll just do that. So I don't know, man. I don't have a choice. My choice is whatever will get me to the platinum the fastest.
Yeah. I typically go with like curved swords, or I'll go with axes. I usually like heavy axes. Those are always really fun for me to play in these games. Demon Souls, I remember, was the one though that I tried to play with spears for a little bit. And I love playing with spears in a lot of games, but for some reason it just never really worked for me in this one. But yeah, like again, magic is just something I don't know what it is that I don't know if it's just the world that I'm in. It's like maybe I just don't see myself as that character that would run around casting magic, but
I think that especially in Dark Souls, the fucking pyromancer magic was great because it leveled with dexterity, so you could build up your great scythe and pyromancy at the same time. And because it was dexterity was based on how fast it threw, and the damage wasn't based on a stat, it was based on upgrading your pyromancer glove. So it was very easy to build a character that couldn't die and was also very powerful because you weren't having to invest your fucking souls into too many different things. All I upgraded was like dex, endurance, and stamina.
It seems like to platinum these games, there's like a decent amount of research that you'd have to go through. And
I would never play any one of these games without looking it up first. Are you fucking kidding me?
See, like that's what I
accidentally there is a fucking ring that you can only get at white character tendency from this character named the Monumental, who's a little clay boy. And you have to be pure white character tendency to get this ring. But the thing is, the only way you can get it is at the very beginning of the game. You go and talk to this dude, and he wants to have a giant fucking speech. And I was just hitting buttons to get out of it. And apparently there was a yes or no question. Was like, will you help me on my quest? And I accidentally pressed no. That locked me out of getting that ring for that entire playthrough. The problem was that I didn't realize it's like, when you beat the game and go to New Game Plus, your tendency carries over. So I said, I'll get on the next one, and immediately went and killed everything to get to pure black character tendency instead of staying at pure white. And so when I got back, it's like, great. Not only did you play the whole game again, but now you have to get back to pure white character tendency, which took for fucking ever. Man.
That sounds like a pain fucking ass.
It was, but I did it, and I got the platinum trophy because I'm a trophy boy.
Me, I would have just like thrown my controller in the lake and been like, "Yep, I'm never playing this game again."
That's why I'm the trophy man, and you're not trophy. Overall, I think that Demon Souls was a very fun. Like coming to it now, not having the cheat. I bet there's still like broken builds that will definitely help you get through this. But some of these trophies are kind of hard, like especially the side mission ones. Like there's one to kill this big giant boss called the Tower Knight without killing any of the archers that are around his area that are constantly pelting you with arrows and fucking interrupting you. And that would be very hard if you couldn't just go up and one-shot him. There's one for defeating the last boss of the poison area is this like lady who's being guarded by a giant knight dude. And I had to do that before I had the kill sword. Now, the way to do that one is actually you buy a bow with like 1 billion arrows and you sit on this ledge that they can't ever get you at, and you just pelt her with arrows for like 10 minutes because she heals every time that she takes damage if you don't kill this dude first. So that one was kind of long. But then there's one like there's this guy called the Adjudicator, which is a big giant fat dude with a bird for a head. And what you're supposed to do is you hit him in the knees and he falls down and you stab the bird and you kill him. So I had to once again sit at the top and pelt this fucking bird with arrows for like 4 minutes. There's one for killing this dude named the Fool's Idol without hitting any. Once they get down to enough health, they split into a bunch of clones and if you hit the wrong one, you lose this trophy. It was really easy when you could just walk up, stab him in the face, and then she dies in one hit. Or the fucking man-eaters, which are the hardest boss in this game. I watched my friend Frank, I'm assuming everyone out there listening knows who Frank is, for fucking no clip, bash his fucking head against these man-eater bosses, which are like these two big giant gargoyles, for days. And it was really easy to walk up and stab them in the face and not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would rate this game for trophies now, because the way I did it, you know what, here's the thing though, you can still do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
You just you still have to own the physical version, and you have to play it offline. Now, there are two online trophies. One is for invading a world and killing somebody, and the other is for helping somebody kill a boss. So once you want to do those and you upgrade, your whole entire thing is going to be fucked. But the nice thing is that they implemented a private password system where you can play with your friends instead of invading a random world. The only caveat is that both your characters have to be within 5 levels of each other. So it's do everything, get it all done, and then once you upgrade, your level will be fucked, but then you just spend all of your souls that you've been using for other things in the game. You don't spend them, you keep them, and then you level up really quick, get to your friend's level, and then either you let them kill you and then you kill them in that form, and then you go to, you have them go to a really easy boss and you guys kill it together, and then you get all the trophies. So do that. It's still simple, but the only way to do that is to own a PS5 disc version, not digital, and to buy this game physically, which is what Chris needs to do. Write into the show and tell Chris to buy a PS5. I want to rate every single one of these games really quick. Astro's Playroom, we're giving that a platinum. That's a 5 out of 5. That's a platinum trophy.
That's fair.
Miles Morales, I'm giving that a solid. How do we do halves on this system?
See, that's the thing.
It's a silver and a half. Silver and a half.
Yeah,
I'm going to give it a silver and a half. That's a 3-point. Silver and a half, and it's not getting the gold just because of that one trophy where you have to play the game twice.
Yeah.
You would really like it though, as a Miles Morales fan.
I really want to play it. I really want to play it.
Demon's Souls is a solid gold, because it's still very, very hard, and some parts of it are bullshit. And then Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, I'm giving a platinum trophy to. It is a 10 out of 10, a million out of a million. What a great game. One of the best games of the year. Deathloop 2, I'm giving it another 5 out of 5. I'm giving a platinum trophy. This system that I made up where we do this only works if I stop saying 4 out of 5. I've just realized. So
yeah, you got to give it a platinum.
If you buy a PS5 right now, you have access to 3 platinum rated games and 2 gold rated games. One of them I said silver and a half trophy wise, but gold play wise. And so I think you have to buy a PS5 this holiday season.
Is it, that is my big question at the end of this, right? Is looking at the launch window, looking at the games that are out.
There's Returnal. We didn't even talk because I didn't play it. There's Returnal. You can also play Returnal. I didn't play it.
I want to play. That's another game I do want to play because I
hear that game's great. I hear that game's great. So what was your question?
Is the PS5 really worth buying right now?
100%.
I
love it.
Sold yet? That's my biggest problem.
The DualSense is fun. The games that they're giving away for free are great through PS Plus. Not only PS Plus collection, but what you're getting online. Games are coming out soon, which are great. And if you're crazy like me, by having a PS5, a lot of these games are PS4 and PS5, and so you play the PS4 version, then you auto pop for PS5. So you're getting 2 trophies for the price of 1. Yeah. Here's what we got coming up.
What is PS5. Coming out?
Oh, well, shut up and I'll tell you. Games that I'm looking forward to that are coming out for PS5 very soon. Horizon Forbidden West.
Also coming to PS4, isn't it?
Shut up. The fuck?
That's the thing. It has to be PS5 exclusive. That's what I want.
Okay, hold on. I think better on PS5 should count too, because Miles Morales is technically on PS4. But you should play the PS5 version because it's better.
See, that's a lot of the problem for me in buying a PS5 right now.
All right. Horizon Forbidden West, God of War Ragnarok, Elden Ring, Forspoken, Hogwarts Legacy, Ghostwire Tokyo. That game's going to be dope. Stray, the game with the cat running around with all of the robot people. The Avatar game,
Like Avatar: The Last Airbender, or
no, Avatar: The Blue People. They're making an open world Avatar game.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, that comes out next year. What about Sifu, the game where you're the karate? Listen, I don't even like Avatar, but that game looks dope. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I don't know about that. Oh, hey, I just want to talk to you and anyone out there. They just re-released the Tiny Tina DLC from Borderlands 2 as its own standalone DLC, but it's got a platinum trophy and it's $10, and I need some people to play that with so I can get that platinum trophy. What about
crossplay? Because I have it free on PC.
I wonder. I don't know. There's that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game is coming out. You got they're making a Lord of the Rings game that's all about Gollum.
That's weird.
Yeah. So there's tons of games coming out.
I don't know.
And even more that we don't even know about.
Sonic Frontiers? No.
I hear there's a new Sonic game that's only on PS5 where you get to you get to watch Sonic fuck.
You know what? I would buy it. I would buy it just for that, just because what a fucking game that would be.
Because you're a fucking Sonic deviant.
You been on my Twitter.com?
Yeah, no, I know.
Don't look at my Twitter.com. No.
I saw it.
I just think that
I just think you have to buy one to continue being on this show.
Well, I mean, I'll get one eventually. I want to wait for the Pro model. I feel like
you're stupid. Okay. I want to. You said this last time, and I want to point this out. The PS4 released in 2013.
Yes.
The PS4 Pro released 3 years later.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to wait until 2023 to play video games.
No, because I have a PC and I play video games right now.
Not good ones.
Well, no, it's plenty of good ones. It's because with my PS4, I feel like
I think there's going to be a PS5
and I just feel like I didn't get my money's worth out of the console throughout its lifespan. My wife, I feel like, did, only because that is her like Final Fantasy 14 machine, basically, and I feel like we have really played the shit out of the PS4 for that. But then again, like, she plays more console games than I do, so she's probably gotten more use out of it than I have.
All right.
But
here's why you don't need to wait for the PS5 Pro. Really quickly, do you have an 8K television?
No, I have a 4K.
So then why do you need a PS5 Pro? Because that's what they're going to do. They're going to have to go for whatever the biggest one. The PS5 does 4K, so you're set.
But it doesn't.
It doesn't what? Welcome to the new segment on this show. I've noticed every episode, which is where Chris complains about something that doesn't exist. Go ahead.
You can do 4K, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but can it do it at 120 frames a second?
Yes.
Can it? Because from what I've seen is that if you put it into performance mode, it will run it at 60 frames a second, and that's just like it just feels like there's a lot of compromise with this console and what it can and can't do, and I'm just kind of like, well, give me the one that can just do it. That's what I want.
I truly think, honestly, that you're just looking for excuses to not buy PS5, because then the PS5 Pro will come out with 8K when you're like, well, it doesn't do 240 frames, so maybe I should just wait. It'll never be good enough. Just fucking buy one. Your eyes can't tell the fucking difference.
That is probably true. Like, but I just need a game. I just need one game that will really sell me on it.
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Miles Morales.
It's those two that I'm just like, I really want to play those two games.
Demon Souls.
I played that game. I don't
you haven't played this version. It's better. Returnal, I do. I'm very interested. Astro's Playroom, which is free. And even though you could play it right now, but you can play it better on this, Deathloop. There's 6. I named 6 games.
Deathloop is on PC. I could play it on PC.
No, but it's not as good.
No, it's even better because I can point and click and actually shoot people. Because I'm not good at stick aiming.
Fine. I just named 5 games that you can only play on your PS5 that you could get right now, and you don't have to wait for, not counting all the games that are about to come out.
I think that
you're gonna be going like when fucking Forspoken comes out, because you are such a Final Fantasy person, and this fucking Final Fantasy isekai.
Oh, it looks rough.
It's a fucking isekai. The girl falls into Final Fantasy, but you're gonna want to play it. What about Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins? You're gonna have to kill Chaos and listen to Limp Bizkit on PS5.
Well, it's coming out on PC. So.
No, it's not. Throw your PC in the garbage. No PCs allowed.
There.
Buy a fucking PS5. Your inability to buy a PS5 is so stupid to me.
I would buy a PS5 today if they told me that Final Fantasy 16 was a timed exclusive.
Final Fantasy 16 is a timed exclusive.
Actually, I don't know. Tell you what, if Final Fantasy 7-2 comes out before
this is stupid. I don't want to play this now. This is a dumb game. I don't care about your game anymore. You're buying a PlayStation 5. You need to buy one. That has been this episode. Video games. This episode was not about a video game. This episode was me trying to convince you to buy a PS5, and all I heard was
I'm close. You're really convincing on it because Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and
Clank.
That's
Miles
the biggest
Morales.
one.
Ratchet and Clank and Miles Morales.
What if they announce this PlayStation PC thing, and then I can just play PC games and still get platinum trophies?
They're not. Why would they shoot themselves, dude? If the PC versions of these games can get platinum trophies and I can get these games all over again, I'm so in. But also just buy a fucking PS5, you fucker.
I need to. It just doesn't seem.
Email question of the week
right now
is I want you to email us at ihavemoretrophiesthanyou at gmail.com. Is that right?
Yeah, I have more trophies than you at gmail.com.
And just all I want you to do is write in and just say, buy a PS5, you fuck. Dear Chris, buy a PS5, you fucker. And just write in just that.
If we got...
No, you're moving the fucking goalpost.
Yes.
You keep doing this.
No.
If they do this,
because you're gonna like this. You're gonna like this
just
part.
Fucking buy one.
If we had 10 people email that, all right. A little bit more convinced.
More than 10 people listen to this podcast. I know that.
Definitely.
But I just need 10 of you to email in and just say, Dear Chris, buy a PS5, you fuck. And I won't even do the funny thing and make 10 email addresses and do that. I could do that. I could easily do that.
I want to hear from 10 different people.
I'm not gonna. It'll take you 3 seconds. Whatever you're doing right now, you're listening to this probably on your phone. As long as you're not driving, go to your fucking mail app, pull up the fucking podcast email, write in, just say buy an email. Why did I say that 3 times? Buy a PS5, you fucker, and then get out.
Yeah, that's all you have to type. I want to see if 10 people do it. I'll have the conversation with the wife. I will say I have put in. I did get the email a couple months ago.
Over here. Here's our very first guest on this podcast. Get your fucking wife over here right now.
She's asleep.
Oh shit. Okay, never mind. All right, not a guest. Just kidding.
I think what I was saying is I did apply for the they sent me the email and they were like, hey, you play PlayStation enough if you get the PlayStation Direct version or whatever.
Yeah.
I do that every time they send me one, and I have gotten emails at least once before that was like, hey, here it is, you have a reserved PS5, do you want to buy it? And I'm just like, nah. And the reason why I did it this time, do you want to? The reason why I did it this time for the hopeful holiday one was simply for the reason, and I know you're gonna be like, you're a bull. You're. I don't want to say pussy is the wrong word.
Say it. Just say it.
I got it because if there was somebody in Discord or one of my family friends or something that was like, oh, my kid really wants this, and there's no fucking way I'm going to be able to find this. You know what, dude?
You're
got
dumb.
your back.
This is all dumb.
I've already got one lined up. You just pay me for it. I don't even want to you just pay the price of it. I'll just have it shipped to you. Don't worry about it. And then that kid gets their Christmas, So it's for me, it was oh yeah, I'll definitely apply that because I'm sure there will be somebody that is, at the last minute, oh, I need this and it's impossible to get. And then hopefully I could be that person that's you know what? I've got one reserved. You can just have it. Because
hey, yo, fuck them kids. Buy one for yourself.
In the great words of the legendary Michael Jordan, fuck them kids. I will eventually. It's just I think with the chip shortage right now and other things, I would, if I had the $500 to just drop on one, I think I would buy a new graphics card for my PC. But I also did spend like $300 on Final Fantasy 14. So.
What the fuck?
I bought the collector's edition. And I had to buy the collector's edition from the UK.
I don't even want
it shipped here. It's going to be even more.
We're done. I don't even want to fucking talk. I don't even want to fucking answer an email. This fucking no emails this week. No viewers. Fuck the viewers. Unless they answer. Here's the thing. There will be no more viewer emails until the 10 people tell Chris to buy a fucking Xbox. That's my promise to you.
I have an in-person message.
What's that?
It's from one of your friends, actually.
Who?
Because I met your friends yesterday.
Who?
Johnny.
Oh!
Told me to tell you that he doesn't like you. He said trophies suck.
What? That's not true.
Well, he immediately backed it by saying, I love Ryan. So
there you go.
But hey, shout outs to
shouts out to the Mega 64 Last Laugh Tour. If you're listening to this,
it was a fun show last night. Really good show, guys.
There's still a couple weeks left. Go get tickets. I'm going to the one in Portland.
Oh, hell.
I didn't buy a ticket. I'm going to just try to be like, hey, get me in there. So we'll see if that works out, or if I have to buy a ticket at the door. But check them out. Check us out. This episode has become really just me mad that my friend won't just buy a fucking PlayStation. You fucker. It's your episode next. Just fucking, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, man. You know, I'm feeling a little nostalgic with this PS5 and kind of like replaying older games. But let's go back. Let's go really back. Let's go to the PS1. Let's run around a field with all these frozen dragons, and let's play the Spyro collection.
You want to play the Spyro trilogy?
Let's play the Spyro trilogy.
Oh, that sounds fun. And think about how much more fun it would be to be playing the Spyro trilogy on a PS5 that would load faster.
Because I can play it on PC and.
No, but you know what you can't do on PC is use the DualSense controller, and you can't earn those sweet trophies. Yes, I know. Shut up. I know you could use the controller on PC.
No, not that. Do you experience drift?
No, not at all.
Really? Okay, because that was one thing I kept hearing was that there is Joy-Con drift with the DualSense, and that's another big like red flag for me because I'm like, I kind of want to see if Sony actually moves on this and makes a better controller because like fucking Nintendo, I swear to God, fucking shittiest controllers in the world. I own two
DualSenses because I have to have. There's a lot of games where I need two controllers get 2-player trophies. And I have yet to experience any drift on either of them. The controller is fucking magical. It does shit that I still don't understand. The haptic, like, rumbling of, like, how it moves around is really fucking cool. We totally skipped. I started talking about that. We got off subject. I didn't get to talk about So, the DualSense has these fucking triggers in the back that have haptic feedback that can lock themselves. It's like, if you're not supposed to do something, it's like the trigger won't let you press it in. It's fucking cool. The rumble feature is like the HD rumble from the Switch, but the entire controller. And other than that, it's basically just the same as the DualShock 4. It's got the big giant button in the middle, which is dope. And my only complaint about it is that they added a microphone to it, and in doing so, they dropped the PlayStation button down just a little bit. So now I'm used to it, but when I first got it, my thumb was used to going one way, and now it's a little bit lower, but you get used to it.
Yeah, I get that.
That's not really a complaint. Now that I've had it for a year, it's like, I know what it's like.
Have the
switching off the PS4
little sticks, like,
you know what's
they've
also
fallen off a little bit, like the rubber on them? Because my PS4 ones fell off like real fast.
My rubber's still good. Also, the UI of the PS5 has gotten an update. I know some people didn't like it at start, but I really like the UI. I do miss the themes. I miss my Corn Love Forever theme, but that's okay. But what I love that they did that the PS4 didn't have is that at the very top, you've got two menus. You've got games and media. Before, on the cross media bar on the PS4, whatever you used last was just always moved to the top. So it's like if I watch Netflix, that got moved, whatever. Now it's games are its own cross media bar and media is its own cross media bar. So it's like, I don't really use my PlayStation for streaming media as much as I used to because I got a really nice TV that has all that built in.
Yeah.
But before, when if I want to watch Netflix on my fucking PS4, it would just mess up my bar. Now it's like, oh, it's got its own separate bar that doesn't fuck anything up. So I like that a lot. Also, it's got a cool remote control. I didn't buy it, but I've seen it. And if you wanted to use it as a media setup, it's totally set up for that. And it's in 4K, all that fun shit. I cannot talk more highly about my PS5. I love my PS5. It's my baby. I play it all the time. When we're done, I'm going to turn it back on. I'm going to play this. I think I talked. Did I talk at the beginning that I just bought this game? No, I didn't. I just bought this game, A Short Hike. Have you heard of this?
Oh, yeah, I have heard of that.
I played that for about 30 minutes at lunch today, and it was very relaxing. I'll probably play a little of that before I go to bed.
I've heard that's a really good wind-down game, so it's probably a good choice.
I might wind down and get that and get some trophies. And wow, this has been a good episode.
Hell yeah! What would you?
Because you're going to buy a PS5
launch window of the PS5.
For the first year, I would give it a gold. There could have been more games, but it's also not unlike launch windows for other things in the past where it was just them being lazy. I really do think that fucking COVID got them.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the biggest thing, right? It's kind of really that again is another reason why I haven't gotten a PS5 yet, because it's just like I feel like COVID kind of paused a lot of what it was trying to build, and it hasn't really recovered it yet. And I'm kind of waiting to see where the PS5 goes in the future, because I don't think the launch window is too terrible, especially with the games that we've had in this first year. I think there are some bangers in there. I think there are games that we're going to be talking about for most of the generation. But it just kind of, it's just really unfortunate, the timing of it, I guess, because
but that's not their fault.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We're talking in circles. Yeah. This episode needs to end.
Yeah.
This is the end of the episode. What a great episode. Buy a PS5, write into the podcast and tell Chris to buy a PS5. The end. I have more trophies than you, the end.
Hey, thank you so much for listening to our podcast. If you'd like to send us questions, gaming memories, comments, or if you just want to know when the next episode's going to drop, then you can follow us on Twitter at MoreTrophiesPod. That's MoreTrophiesPod. That's More Trophies Pod. Also, you can email us at ihavemoretrophiesthanyou@gmail.com. It's just the name of the show, all one word, @gmail.com. Also, be sure to follow Ryan at Dr._Ryan on Twitter. You can also keep up to date with his Monday night Twitch streams office hours at twitch.tv/Dr._Ryan. That's Dr._RYAN. Dr._Ryan on both Twitch and Twitter. And follow Chris on Twitter at Burezu in Japan. Now, I know what you're thinking. Don't worry, I'm going to spell it out for you right now. That's BUREZUINJAPAN. That's all one word, Burezu in Japan on Twitter. And when they are streaming, you can check them out at twitch.tv/BlazeTK. That's BLAZE, the letter T, the letter K on Twitch. BlazeTK. Thank you again so much, everyone. We'll see you in the next episode.